and welcome to the 16-Bit News for October of 2021. Yes, I realize it's November 1st, but the reason we waited until November 1st to release this was so that I can announce the winners of the 16-Bit Viewer Special polls. I'm also going to be going over the updates and work that I've been doing with 16-bit games, as well as a few changes that had to happen in the background. So, without further ado, let's get started with the 16-bit Series 6 Viewer Special poll results. This year, we're doing a bit of a smaller viewer special, and we're only doing 4 games. But we had the polls this month, and the results are in order of week. Week's 1 poll results was the Lego Movie video game for Nintendo 3DS/Vita. I got the 3DS version, and that won week 1. Week 2, it was a clear winner for the Transformer DS game, and it's literally the cheapest that I can find. I don't know what that game is yet. I'm still waiting for it to come in, but you will see it come December. For week 3, it was actually a pretty close result. One of the first ones. It was a really close battle between Star Wars Bounty Hunters for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 for the Nintendo DS. But Star Wars Bounty Hunters won it by a handful of votes. So, I'll be reviewing that one because of week 3. And week 4, there was no contest. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories won that in an absolute landslide. So I'll be taking a look at that game all come December. Thank you ever so much if you voted in the 16-bit viewer special, and please, if there are games you want me to review next year, or just want to see some interest in, please leave them in the comments below, and I will add it to the list, and it will be ready for next year's viewer special. So, I'll be working on that come November, and hopefully you'll be able to see the fruits of that come December. That's all the news I have for 16-bit review, but 16-bit games has been a lot more active than I thought it was going to be this month. My original intention for this month was to sort of have it as a bit of a relaxing month, a breather before the absolute mess that was going to be the viewer special came about, but things don't always go as planned. And Google, being the omnipresent presence that they are in Android, has dictated that calling my applications ad-free was a violation of some policy because mislabeled marketing. I mean, I can kind of see it from their perspective, but it's not false advertisements in my personal opinion. But that's not really going to sway the opinions of somebody who is literally many times bigger than myself. So I had to change the app names. The other one that made a bit of an issue, at least this month, was New Berserk. That, because I had the word new in it, they took the game down for that. I guess Nintendo will have a very difficult time if they were ever to release new Super Mario Brothers Run, if they ever get around to it, but regardless, I had to make some changes to app names and icons and the sort for my Android apps. So, New Berserk has been renamed to Tap Berserk, as I could understand the justification for the new, getting rid of new, so I renamed it to something that better fits what I was intending on doing with that game, which was an experiment and touch controls for mobile devices. The other thing is, for all the ad-free games, I have renamed them to Gold. So it's Robotopy Gold, Kid Kong Gold, Tap Berserk Gold, etc. instead of ad-free. They are still the ad-free versions of the apps, as they will always be, but they now just have the Gold moniker. If I ever have to do an update on the iOS apps, I hope I never do, but if I do, they'll also be renamed on that platform as well. That was a bit of a surprise to me this month, but that wasn't the only thing that I did do, as I did have a bit of time on my hands, and I decided I was going to work a little bit on YourFlix, my media server video thing that I've been working on for the past bit. I do feel that a device like this is really important to have in a household, and I've been making strides to make it a lot more usable. The biggest change that I did this go around was the simple fact that YourFlix now is, the biggest change that I've done to YourFlix now is that I'm running a custom video player UI code. The video player is still using the default HTML video player that you find in most web browsers, so that hasn't changed. But what has changed is the play, pause, skip, and the timeline is all custom code now, and I have a lot more control on how that looks, feels, and can be adjusted. I'm also planning on doing some massive rehaul the underlying code on the server side, which was going to just do a little bit of an update, but it's spiraling out of control into every desirable update that I wish to do, from support to wireless streaming results to user accounts to a bunch of other things. It's going to be a massive update when I eventually get to it and finish it. So it'll be a while before that gets done, but I have been working on YourFlix, and I'm excited to see the results. So that's what I've been up to this October, and hopefully come November, it's smooth sailing to get the viewer special filmed, ready, edited, and good to go for December. But I'll let you know on the progress later on in November. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching this episode of the 16-Bit News. I hope you have yourself a good day, and as always, take care.